Chris Sparks here at Atlantic Coast Mortgage. Just wanted to share a really important thing for you today on what is the true cost of waiting. You see, this year we've seen homes actually see a little bit of a dip, and so we're actually in a pretty good place to be able to go forward and buy a home if this is really what you would like to do. Because the last 2 years, we've seen appreciation in homes anywhere between 8 and 16% concurrently. So if we were to take and just kind of use some average numbers just to help you kind of conceptualize whether it's worth your time to wait or whether it's your time to move forward, what we're going to do is we're just going to conceptualize that you're buying a home at the $300,000 and that you're going to be putting 5% down. And we're going to conceptualize this based off of different interest rates to see what makes sense to you. Okay, so let's go ahead and just kind of do this. Now we're going to anticipate that the interest rates are going to change year over year, and we're going to just kind of make the assumption that they're going to get back to the good old days of right around 4%. So we're going to change that and make that happen real quick. So if we were to start off at 300% with today's interest rate, which is at 7%, or right around, let's just call it 7%. It's actually come down a little bit, but we're just going to call it 7%. So if we went in at the 7% mark, today's monthly payment on this house would actually be $22.98. Kind of expensive, yeah, but that's kind of where it's headed, and rents are actually headed up higher than that right now, so I'm going to say that that's probably not too terribly bad. Now let's just say that we wait 1 full year. So this is the year 2022. Okay, and now we're going to go in on 2023, and we're going to get a much better interest rate of 6% instead of the interest rate of 7%. But you got to keep in mind that inflation has not stopped. This year alone, we've seen an 8% rise in interest rates. So what does that mean to you? If you're going to be waiting until next year to buy, that home, instead of being $300,000, is now going to be $324,000. Well, guess what? That $324,000, the person who bought in 2022 has $24,000 worth of equity now because they bought it at $300,000, and you don't have that even though you're at 6%. Now the challenge with that is that now you're making your 5% down based off of this higher number, okay? And in making your payment off of that higher number, even at the better interest rate of 6%, you're going to end up with a monthly payment, get this, of $22.80, because your interest is now based off of a higher purchase price of $324,000. Now, let's assume that we wait 1 more year because rates are going to make things a whole lot better for us. So we're going to take this down to 2024, and the interest rate now is going to be 5%. Well, we've stair-stepped our way down to 5%, and our monthly payment has possibly improved, but guess what? The home also appreciated an extra 8% because we saw that 8% here, and you're likely going to see it again down here, which means that now the purchase price, instead of being $324,000, guess what? It's $349,920. The person who bought here in 2022 has $50,000 worth of equity. Now you think I might be kidding, but the national forecast for the median price of homes, by the time we hit 7 years from now, the year 2030, in the year 2030, the median price for homes in the United States is going to be a whopping $400K. Guess what? This is reality. This is reality. So now at the 349 at a 5% interest rate, guess what? You've waited 2 years to get yourself that sexy 5% interest rate, but now guess what? We are at a monthly payment of what? $2,254. There's not a whole lot of savings here because you've just added $50,000 to your situation. Well, let's take it one more step. We're going to go to 2025, and we're going to get a 4% rate, except for the problem is that 2024, following this same concept right here, your new price is a little bit higher. It's going to be $377,913. Guess what? Even at 4%, you're right. Your monthly payment really hasn't changed a whole lot because now you're at $2,220 per month. $2,220 per month. Now I know that this is a crazy idea, but if you bought the home right here at $300,000, which is today's median, roughly, today's median right at $300,000, in 3 years you would have approximately $77,000 worth of equity. Now, you may say this isn't happening, but you go back and look at history. Go back and look at the median price of when your grandmother bought her house. I think you're going to find that this is pretty important because it truly is happening. Now, the next thing you need to know is there are two people that have extreme opportunities right now. Number one is a first-time home buyer because they have the option of getting in so that they can cash in on a much better situation than where they would be in 3 years. Number two, rents are still going up. Rents are going up mighty fast. And it's a good idea for you to think about this if you're a first-time investor because your money in the bank is losing 8% every year. Where should you be investing? You should be considering investing in real estate. I'm Chris Parks with Atlantic Coast Mortgage. I would love to serve you or your family or help you or give you a consultation to see how you can best help. Thank you for the opportunity to serve.